Alright guys, today I want to talk about the Air Jordan 4, and I want to show you two of the rarest shoes in the ShoeZeum, the Eminem 4s and the Undefeated 4s. But before we get into these limited edition models, let's talk about the history and heritage of the Air Jordan 4, and I think it'd be best if we use two of the OG colors like I have right in front of me. So let's check them out. These are retros from 1999. The first Air Jordan 4 originally released back in 1989, and it was designed by Tinker Hatfield. It's actually the second Air Jordan that Tinker Hatfield ever designed. So have a look at this beautiful shoe. Wow, I love these. Notice the black nubuck suede upper. The Air Jordan 4 was the first Air Jordan and the first basketball shoe made by Nike to feature a nubuck suede upper, and it was incredibly popular. Also, have a look at the visible air bubble. You'll notice that the Air Jordan 4 is the second Air Jordan to feature a visible air bubble. It first appeared on the 3, then the 4, 5, and 6, and then it disappeared forever, and no other Air Jordan model has that visible air bubble. Look closely at the upper, and you'll see this amazing breathable mesh right here and also on the tongue. It was designed to make the shoe more lightweight and breathable. Now, I don't know how much more lightweight the shoe actually is, but it definitely looks really cool. Notice the Jumpman logo. The tongue of the Air Jordan 4 has a Jumpman logo. The Jumpman logo first appeared on the Air Jordan 3, but on the 4, Nike added the word flight underneath the Jumpman logo. And in the late 80s, Nike was drawing a line between flight and force on the basketball court. Michael Jordan was the main flight athlete, and the force athletes were David Robinson and Charles Barkley, and they sort of pitted them against one another. When you look on the inside of the tongue, you'll notice the words Air Jordan. This was also an addition on the Air Jordan 4. When I look at this amazing shoe, I can't help but remember all of the amazing things that Michael Jordan did in them. In particular, he hit the shot over Craig Elo, eliminating the Cleveland Cavaliers and having the Chicago Bulls move on in the playoffs. And I remember seeing the soles of the shoes as MJ just flew over Elo and hit that amazing shot. Wow, the memories. Let's have a look at the white and cement pair. So this pair is known as white and cement, and the cement refers to the gray midsole, heel, and plastic parts on the upper with the little black speckles. If you notice when you're walking on the sidewalk and you look down, the cement has little speckles, just like this shoe. That cement pattern has become an iconic colorway, and it's all over a whole bunch of different Nikes and Air Jordans to this day. When I look at the white Air Jordan 4, I can't help but think of Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. This shoe made a cameo in that movie where somebody rode a bike over somebody else's shoe and they flipped out because their brand new pair of J's got messed up. And that's what these shoes remind me of. You'll notice behind me are posters of Mars Blackmon, also known as Spike Lee. In 1988 with the Air Jordan 3, Spike Lee, Michael Jordan, and Nike formed this amazing relationship, and they had all sorts of great ad campaigns for Air Jordan 3, 4, 5, Spizikes, so many different shoes to this day. So now we know the history and heritage of the OG colors, let's look at the really limited ones. And let's have a look at the M&Ms. Wow, check out my blue suede shoes. You gotta love this beautiful blue nubuck suede. Lately, the craze has been red suede uppers and all red uppers, but believe me, if Nike went with this colorway, people would be just as excited. So this shoe was a collaboration with Eminem's album Encore. If you notice on the inside of the heel tab, it actually says Encore. And on the inside of the tongue, the shoe says Eminem, where these ones said Air Jordan. There are only 50 pairs of these in the whole world. 50 pairs, that's it. They're super duper rare. You almost never see them show up online or at sneaker shows, and I absolutely love these. The 50 pairs were given to Eminem for him and his friends, and there's an amazing video on YouTube where Eminem talks about when he first received this shoe. He didn't know how rare it was or what it would ultimately become, and he played basketball in them and ruined a pair. If you go on YouTube and search for Detroit Rubber, you can see the episode where Eminem talks about playing basketball in these shoes, and he actually gives a pair to Prince Fielder, who you can imagine is quite ecstatic to get them. So these shoes were actually owned by DJ AM. You'll notice the right shoe has number 852 on it. DJ AM had a collection of 868 pairs of collectible shoes when he passed away, and his family auctioned off his shoes and gave the money to charity. I bought these from the auctions. Let's have a look at the Undefeated 4. Wow, check out this bad boy. So the Undefeated 4s are inspired by a sneaker boutique and clothing store known as Undefeated. You'll notice right away that they have this green olive upper with orange accents, and you'll notice that it says Undefeated on the inside of the tongue here. The green and orange upper is reminiscent of military style jackets, and that was the inspiration for these shoes. There are only 72 pairs of these in the whole world. Of all the emails and questions that I get about my shoes, people always ask about the Undefeateds and they always ask about the Eminems. By far the number 1 and 2 most popular shoes as far as emails and customer service goes. So another cool feature about the Undefeated 4 is the tongue has this Velcro tab that removes and says Jordan Rare Air. This was also placed on a pair of 2006 Air Jordan 4s. It's the white and tour yellow edition. You'll notice this was pair number 847 from DJ AM's shoe collection. He actually wore both of these shoes, which is amazing because if I got these shoes dead stock, there's no way that they would ever hit the ground. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed learning all about the history and heritage of the Air Jordan 4 and checking out 2 of the rarest Air Jordan 4s in the whole world.